Alex Eala's incredible winning streak has finally come to an end, and this time, there was no dramatic comeback. After making history in Washington and carrying enormous momentum into Toronto, the young Filipino star had been dreaming of another deep run at the Canadian Open. But standing in her way was former Olympic champion Belinda Bencic. And when the two finally met in Toronto, Bencic produced a stunning performance. The Swiss star defeated Eala 6-4, 6-0, ending Alex's 7-match singles winning streak and sending her out of the tournament in the round of 16. But here's what makes this defeat so interesting. This wasn't simply the end of a tournament. It came after one of the most important stretches of Eala's young career. Just days ago, she was celebrating the biggest singles title of her career. Now, she's facing a disappointing exit, but also walking away from Toronto with plenty of reasons to be proud. So what exactly happened against Bencic? Why did the match suddenly slip away from Eala? And what does this Canadian Open run mean for Alex's future? Let's break it all down. Alex Eala arrived in Toronto with huge momentum. Alex Eala entered the Canadian Open with confidence unlike anything we've seen from her before. Just days earlier, she had made history at the Washington Open by winning her first WTA Tour level singles title. And it wasn't an easy path. Eala defeated several high-level opponents on her way to the championship before overcoming top seed Jessica Pegula in the final. That victory made her the first player from the Philippines to win a WTA Tour level singles title. It was a historic moment, and it also pushed Eala to a career-high ranking of world number 20. So when she arrived in Toronto, expectations were enormous. Fans wanted to know, could Alex immediately continue her incredible form? Could she turn one breakthrough tournament into another? And could she make another deep run at a WTA 1000 event? For a while, the answer looked like yes. Fire Eala keeps the winning streak alive. Eala came into the Bencic match riding a 7-match singles winning streak. That is an incredible achievement, especially considering the quality of competition she had faced during that stretch. And her Canadian Open campaign had already produced some impressive moments. She battled her way through a difficult third-round match against Katie McNally, winning 6-3, 5-7, 6-4. That match tested Eala physically and mentally. She even required attention for her right foot during the contest, but continued fighting and eventually closed out the victory. That victory sent her into the round of 16. And waiting there was Belinda Bencic. Tennis the Bencic Challenge. Bencic was always going to be a difficult opponent. The Swiss star brings enormous experience to the court. She's an Olympic champion and a player who understands how to handle pressure at the highest level. For Eala, this was another opportunity to test herself against an established star. And the opening set showed exactly why this matchup was so intriguing. Eala wasn't simply giving the match away. She competed. She tried to create opportunities. She fought for every game. But Bencic gradually began to take control. The Swiss player was able to pressure Eala and make the rallies increasingly difficult. Eventually, Bencic took the opening set 6-4. And that was where the match began to change dramatically. High voltage, the second set becomes a nightmare. If the first set was competitive, the second was completely different. Bencic came out with even more confidence. And Eala struggled to find the same rhythm she had shown earlier in the tournament. Game after game, Bencic continued building pressure. The momentum was now firmly on the Swiss player's side. Eala tried to respond, but Bencic simply wouldn't let her back into the contest. Eventually, Bencic completed a 6-0 second set. Just like that, the match was over. A 6-4, 6-0 victory for Bencic. And Eala's remarkable 7-match winning streak had come to an end. For Eala and her supporters, it was undoubtedly a heartbreaking finish. But one result doesn't erase everything that came before it. Broken heartbreak, but also a huge achievement. It's easy to look at a 6-4, 6-0 defeat and focus only on the score. But that would miss the bigger story. Alex Eala had just won her first WTA title. She had defeated multiple elite players in Washington. She arrived in Toronto with a 7-match winning streak. And then she reached the round of 16 at a WTA 1000 tournament. That is not a failure. That's progress. That's what the development of a young tennis star looks like. Sometimes you win. Sometimes you lose. But every difficult match provides another lesson. And Bencic's victory will give Eala another opportunity to understand what she needs to improve against experienced opponents. Glowing star Eala's Toronto run still deserves respect. The Canadian Open result may not have ended the way Filipino fans wanted. But Alex's run deserves recognition. She didn't arrive in Toronto as an unknown player anymore. She arrived as a WTA champion. That changes everything. Opponents now know what she's capable of. Fans expect more. The media pays more attention. And every match becomes another test of how she handles the pressure that comes with success. That's a completely different challenge from the one Eala faced earlier in her career. And learning how to deal with that pressure will be an important part of her development. So, Alex Eala's incredible winning streak has come to an end. Belinda Bencic wins 6-4, 6-0 and advances, while Eala's Canadian Open campaign ends in the round of 16. But let's not forget what Alex accomplished before this match. A historic WTA title, a 7-match winning streak, a career-high ranking, and another deep run at a WTA 1000 tournament. That's something to be proud of. Now I want to hear from you. Do you think Alex Eala can bounce back strongly from this Canadian Open defeat? And after everything we've seen from her recently, how far do you think Alex can go at the US Open? Drop your prediction in the comments below. Philippines tennis. If you're an Alex Eala fan, make sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on the notification bell. We'll continue bringing you the latest updates on Alex Eala, Coco Gauff, and the biggest stories from the world of tennis. Canadian Open heartbreak may have ended this run, but Alex Eala's journey is only getting started. Thank you for watching. And remember, one loss doesn't define a champion. We'll see Alex back on the court soon. Stay tuned.